Rainy days and Wednesdays. I don't think you realize what a privilege it is to be able to have a raincoat or an umbrella in inclement weather. While incarcerated, I was issued a winter coat, a sweatshirt, two or three pairs of pants with elastic tops, a pair of long shorts that were almost skirt-like, also with an elastic top, a couple of pairs of socks, panties, bras, that something that even Madonna wouldn't have worn in the 80s. And what else did we get? Oh, and a pair of sneakers and boots. The problem with the boots caused bunions, and if they even fit correctly, that was a plus. But you you had to take pretty much the sizes that were available. So when I needed new boots, it was really a crapshoot of, do I take what they have, trying to find real leather boots, so someone else has used boots, what do you do? So I opted to wait for medical boots. I waited almost a year, and then they were the wrong size. So I never really got the boots I needed. As far as the sneakers, they're cheap. If you wear them as your alternate shoe instead of a boot, you're going to wear them out in about 3 months' time. If you're lucky, you do not qualify for new sneakers until many months later. So you either have to inherit someone else's shoes, have shoes sent in from home, family or friends, or you're going to be wearing your boots. On medical trips, regardless of the weather, you had to, if it was cold out, all you had was your winter coat. You were not allowed any of the personal items like gloves, hats, scarves. That was not considered. You couldn't even wear your sweatshirt under your coat. So it was cold in the winter. Wasn't fair. You also had to wear your boots on outside trips. The problem was the COs could wear as many layers as they wanted, including their hats, their gloves, their mittens, their scarves. So the standard certainly wasn't consistent across the board. In rain, we didn't have raincoats. Unless you were an outside maintenance worker, you did not get issued a raincoat. The raincoats were clear plastic, came down to below your knee, and your last name and your DIN number would be marked in a Sharpie on them. So when someone was being released, when you got wind of it, you would make bids on their clothing, or in this case, the raincoat. I went through 2 raincoats, and then the challenge was to find a Sharpie, because you're not allowed to have Sharpies, to change the DIN number into something that didn't look like it was changed, as well as your last name. Fortunately, for the most part, if you didn't give COs a problem, they kind of turned a blind eye that you were wearing a raincoat, and clearly you were not an outside worker. Clearly, I was not an outside worker. For a while, I think they thought my job was medical trips because I was always going on them. But just to think that if you want to grab an umbrella, you can't on the facility. They're not allowed in. They're considered weapons. If you were a visitor, you can come in with a raincoat. And now I look and think, I've got umbrellas in my car, I've got umbrellas by my front door, I have raincoats, and I don't think twice about grabbing them. So there's a lot of things that you really have to think about when you are incarcerated that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially on an outside trip. So enjoy the rainy Wednesday, and embrace it when you take your umbrella out. See you later.